Was you ever in Quebec? Bonnie laddie, heelin' laddie, stowing timber on the deck. Bonnie heelin'.
We're having large families, so the average family is around 6 to 8 children, and most of us live in a one-room house, so that room is about 15 feet by 20 feet. So the only bed in that household would probably be your parents. And then Mom is going to have an 1.5 acre vegetable garden. She might grow a patch of cotton. And we're talking patches. We're talking maybe 6 by 6 or 10 by 10, probably not bigger than that, of cotton. And she's going to get those plants to bloom and create cotton balls like you see on the wall here. You harvest those balls around October, November. And then what we're going to do is have lots of snow and lots of rain, right? Are you going to be outside with that? No. So you and your brothers and sisters, your mother, your father, maybe your grandfather and your grandmother is living with you as well. You're all going to be cramped, right? No TV, no music, unless you play violin or something. So you're going to be kind of noisy. And Mama's going to tell you to sit down by the fireplace, take off a shoe, be quiet. And you can do that, right? You can take off a shoe and sit by the fire and not talk, right? The question is how long? And that's why we call it discipline, not punishment. We're teaching them to be still. So you're going to start taking this what we call lint, cotton, off the seed until your shoe is filled with seed, and then you're going to card it, right? So carding it you do with wool like I'm doing here, or with cotton. And what I'm going to do is open up the locks here and straighten out the fibers. You do that with the cotton as well. You see where I have streaks in there? You see those streaks? You don't want those, so you're going to go back and forth, left to right, take a little bit of fiber from each one of those streaks, and even it out. And that's what you want, okay? Once you get that done, you're going to flip it up and roll it into a bat. Now, England's sending us meat sheep. You know there are different types of dogs, right? Well, there's different types of sheep as well. Some have good fleece, nice soft fabric from that, and England's going to keep those sheep. What they're sending us is sheep that have really nice meat, coarse wool, nice coarse fabric. So with the wool and with the cotton, we're going to create bats, real thick ones. More than one bat is called batting. Ladies, we know what batting is used for, right? Stuffing pillows and quilts. And that's exactly what our children are going to do. And continue keeping their mouths closed. So during the winter months, Plan B is in process. And then once we got our bat, and that's what's hanging off my spinning wheel, we're going to put twists to the fiber, and that's all spinning is. So we're going to turn the wheel. I'm going to keep it going with the foot. I'm going to let that twist come up to my hand. I'm pinching my yarn right here. I'm going to pull, or what we call, wait a minute, this fell off, sorry. Let me pull this off. Okay. Whee! It got stuck. When it goes backwards, it does this. So let me take this whole thing off. And as a 6-year-old, you're going to do this too. So you're going to have to learn that these things come apart. This is the whirl. This is your bobbin. And see how you get caught? I'm going to put the flyer in with the bobbin. This is my other gear here. See these little grooves here? See them? Those are going to be what you put your dry band on. This way. This screws on. Okay. Put your dry band on this groove, and your other one on this groove. Stick that point into that bearing. This goes into the other bearing. We're going to take our yarn, and now we're going to thread it through this hole and have it come out towards me. And we're ready to go. Not yet. I have to put the band on the wheel. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Okay. Wind it up. I'm doing it by hand because I don't want any more twist than it is there, or I'll get a really tangled piece of fabric if I knit with this. Or we're not going to crochet as English, that's French. English just does not do French, but we could weave with it and the fabric would be all twisty. Then we can add the next bat to the end, and I'm going to untwist that end and make fuzz. Because when your sheep are growing their wool, it's coming out of the follicle in a scale. So the scales grow up this way as it comes out. So the scales are now clinging to each other. The twist, the twist is making it a good connection, so I won't have a weak link if I tug on it. Okay. And I just continue. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what we have here is a bicycle chain. It's called a drive band. I have 2 gears, like I mentioned. This portion turns this pulley, keeps the wheel going. This portion towards me turns the bobbin in a U-shaped flyer, keeps the twist coming up to my hands. So all I'm doing is keeping the engine going with the foot, adding the same amount of fiber each time to get it consistent. The machine does all the work. We know that England was using these type of spin wheels around the 1550s. If you ask anybody in Europe, they'll all claim it as their own. It's one of those inventions that happened all at once. And this is also known as Rumpelstiltskin's machine. We're still trying to get that.
Was you ever in Dundee? Bonnie laddie, heel and laddie, there's some pretty ships you'll see. Bonnie, heel and laddie.